Hi, everybody, and welcome to class. This is Personal Finance for semester spring 2016. My name is Mark, and we'll be working together. This video is being recorded on Tuesday, January 5th. I know the course doesn't open for another couple of days, but I wanted to get this in as soon as possible. And I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little scratchy. As you're listening to this, I'm getting over a typical winter cold. I decided rather than put a lot of announcements on the page that I would create this video. I figured this would be easier for you to watch. Of course, you can go back and watch it as many times as you'd like. And what we'll do today is go over how the course will work, review the syllabus and the calendar, and talk about your assignments for week one. As you will see, as the course progresses, your assignments from week to week look remarkably similar until the very end. So to begin, we're going to go to the Start Here tab. And there you will see syllabus, calendar, and more, get your computer ready for class, etc. So I'm going to open up syllabus and calendar. And if you scroll down, the syllabus is not contained in the syllabus folder. Sorry about that. You'll see the course calendar here and the syllabus below. I recommend that you print both of these and hang on to them because you can make notes in the margins, you can reorder the pages, you can refer back to them as much as you'd like. So first I'm going to open up the syllabus. I will not go through this entire thing because it's pretty lengthy, but I want to point out a couple of key things that you'll need to keep in mind for the semester. And the most important thing, I think, is how to stay in touch with me. Because this is an online class, we're not seeing one another on a regular basis. The best way to stay in touch with me is by texting me, and there's my number. Now, I teach more than one class for Ivy Tech, so if you need to text me, and I hope you will, it's important that you always tell me who you are and which class you're taking. That way I don't get you confused with another student in another class and give you bad information. If you want to call me, you can also call me toll free at 800-416-1747. I work for MetLife Insurance full-time, and I teach for Ivy Tech part-time, so if I answer the phone, MetLife, yeah, you've got the right guy. Just again, tell me who you are, and I'll help you out as best I can. As I mentioned, text is the best way to stay in touch with me, but if you need to send an email, you can, and there's my email address. I also use Twitter a lot. I do not tweet about things in class very often, if at all, but you can use Twitter to send me a direct message if you are a Twitter user. God, my voice does sound bad, doesn't it? If you have problems with technology, here's your contact person and her number. Here is the text that we'll be using. I hope everyone has it. Focus on personal finance. Make sure you get the 5th edition, not the 4th. And yeah, I know this textbook is really expensive. There's nothing I can do about that. Textbook prices are outrageous, I know. If for some reason you don't have the text when the course begins, go ahead and send me a text and I'll see what I can do to help you out. We'll go over the due dates and the deadlines on the course calendar. Here's an important date, however, attendance drop deadline. I hope everyone stays in the class from start to finish, but I understand that things do come up from time to time. And if you need to get out of the class, particularly with a full refund, there's your deadline to do it. And if you stay in the class but things still don't work out until the very end, the last day to withdraw is April the 9th. The only thing I ask is that if you're considering doing either of these by either deadline, go ahead and send me a text and I'll see what I can do to help make that process as painless as possible. Here's the list of assignments that we'll be going over. Again, as I mentioned, every week is going to look remarkably the same, and we use a 10-point scale in the class. Print this off. Refer back to it. You're going to need it. Here's the course calendar, and again, I won't go through all of this because I know you will, but we'll take a look at the first week. The class actually opens on Monday, January the 11th, and your assignments are always due the following Sunday. So every week starts on a Monday, every week concludes by midnight or 11:59 p.m. the following Sunday. And as you notice in the learning activities and assessments, you have pretty much the same thing to do every week. Concept checks, chapter problems, case study, and a short quiz. These are all open book, and then a discussion board. And once you get a week or two under your belt, this is all going to look very familiar. So let's jump into class sessions and take a look at class session 1, just to give you a start, and we'll see what we have to do. First, you're going to read chapter 1 in your text and answer the getting personal questions for yourself. Be honest. No right or wrong answers. Answer the concept check questions for yourself. Review the chapter by viewing the PowerPoint. I'll show you where that is in just a minute. And then complete the following written assignment. I hope that page number is right. It should be. Question 1, 1A and 1B. Question 2, question 3, and then skipping ahead to question 6, A, B, C, and D. Each problem is worth 3 points for a total of 24 points. That point value does change from week to week. Sometimes you'll have 24 points, sometimes it'll be 30, who knows. And then read chapter 1 case in point on page 26 and answer questions 1 and 2 in a 100-word essay. If that page number happens to be incorrect, it should be correct, but if it is not, just look for questions 1 and 2 in a 100-word essay, and you'll include all of this together. How long is a 100-word essay? Well, it's probably 2 short paragraphs. And then you're going to complete the discussion thread. And I'll go ahead and open this up because for the week 1, I'm going to ask you to do 2 things. Number 1, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself. Tell us who you are, how long you've been a student, what your major is, if you know. Not everyone does at this point. And what campus you're coming from. And then I also want you to give us your opinion about the story listed in class announcements. So I'll go to that story first, and then we'll come back to the discussion thread. This is a radio story. It was aired on NPR, and it's about a prisoner who is serving life in San Quentin State Prison, and he has become a stock expert behind bars. And I think it's an interesting story, and it's a way to break the ice. Click on this link. You can listen to the story. Again, it's not terribly long. It's about 10 minutes, and then give us your opinion on it. If this link does not work for any reason, it should. You can copy and paste this into your browser and then listen to the story that way. All right, so that's where the story is. Now let's go back to class sessions, and I'll show you where the discussion board is. Again, session 1, chapter 1. You can click on this link. You can also hit the link over here. I'm going to use this one. And when you're ready to start the discussion board after you've listened to the story, simply hit Create Thread. I'm not going to hit that right now. You do have to give your post a title or a subject, and then you can go ahead and type as you would. I'm going to go back to class sessions. Here is the quiz. You have a time limit of 1 hour. It is open book. If you've read the chapter and looked at the PowerPoint, and I'll show you where that is in just a minute, you're going to do great. So let's look at the Resources tab. And this is where all the PowerPoints are for the course. Chapter 1. Whoops. And if you're not familiar with using PowerPoint in Blackboard, many of you are, once you have this open, go ahead and simply hit the F5 key, and that'll make it full screen. And then you can use your space bar to advance through the slides. If you want to go back, simply use your backspace key. Piece of cake. So each week, in addition to reading the chapter, go ahead and take a look at the PowerPoint before you do any other work in the course. This is not, I'll be honest with you, the hardest course in the world, provided you keep up. Stay on track with the assignments, stay on track with the course calendar, you're going to do great. Each week I will post a summary of what you need to accomplish for that week. But if there's any confusion on it, go ahead and text me. Speaking of the assignment, when you're ready to submit the following assignment, the written assignment, which you will do each week, here's what I want you to do. Type your answers in a Word document, save them to a flash drive or to your desktop, then hit Browse My Computer and send it to me as an attachment. What I don't want you to do is to copy and paste or put any of your answers here in comments. If I had my way, this comments section would be disabled because we're simply not going to use it. But I can't do that, and it's still there. But never ever put your assignment here in the comments section. Make it a file, browse my computer, attach it, and send it to me that way. Now I'll also tell you that I went too far. That's what I'll tell you. I grade things very quickly in the course. I don't want you waiting and wondering how you're going to be doing in any one particular assignment. Excuse me while I get back into Blackboard. So when you turn something in, it's a pretty short turnaround time, and you're going to know exactly how you're doing. Now you can see the other classes I have. Here is the Grades tab. I can't open this now because I'm not a student in the course and I don't have grades, but any one time you want to check how you're doing, how you did on the last assignment, or anything you might have missed, that's where you go. There's also information about me and my supervisor here under the Instructor tab. I'm not going to open that up because we've already talked about it on the syllabus, but here's another way of finding the same thing. And I think that wraps it up for week 1. Again, stay in touch with me. In all the classes that I've taught for Ivy Tech, I have found that the students that communicate with me the most absolutely do the best. And you're welcome to text me anytime. That number is 812-498-4200. If you want to call me, it's 800-416-1747, or you can send me an email at mstenger and the number 1 at ivytech.edu. Welcome to class, everybody. Let's make it a great one. Take care.